Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. Today, our group will present Unclaimed Muslim Asset in Malaysia. Reason and its relationship with Islamic estate planning. Okay, table of content that we have is first, concept Islamic estate planning. Second, Quran versus Hadith about estate planning. Third, advantage of estate planning. Difference between Islamic and conventional estate planning. Islamic estate planning nowadays. Data of unclaimed Muslim asset in Malaysia. Reason of unclaimed asset. Suggestion to reduce relation with Islamic estate planning, and lastly about conclusion this topic.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatih Ain Nazira binti Tukimin. My matric number is 255882. So our group presentation will present about the unclaimed Muslim asset in Malaysia, which is the reason and its relationship with Islamic estate planning. So I will start the presentation with the concept of Islamic estate planning. Islamic estate planning is the writing of wills and nomination as a way of the distribution of wealth after passing on. The principles governing Islamic estate planning help to ensure that the transferred properties or estate comply with the wishes of the giver or deceased. A well-planned asset redistributions is important to take care the family unity and benefit. This is the several method that can be applied to distribute one wealth after she or he pass away, which is they have the three method, which is the first one is faraid, second one is wasiyah, which is will, and the second one is hibah. Estate planning is an essential of retirement planning and has two components, which is the first one is build your estate through the saving, investment, and insurance, and the second one is transfer your estate as you wish at your death. Some of the example of estate. First is saving account and current account in commercial bank. Second one is tabung haji, KWSP, insurance, takaful. Second one is house and land. Fourth one is the share listed or non-listed cooperative, and the last one is others valuable asset under the name of deceased jewelry. So now I will continue with the objective or goal of estate planning. The first one is to ensure that the maximum value of the wealth is distributed to his or her dependent according to his genuine wishes. This means that you desire a minimum leakage of your estate to the government and others in the form of taxes and administrative charges. The Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment has announced that an estimated 60 billion of unclaimed assets were allocated since the independence of the country in 1957. This is growing by 42 billions in 2011 of frozen properties. The unclaimed asset belong mainly to Muslim, and the majority of the asset and property and land. By having will or trust, the issue of unclaimed asset can be reduced and settled as there will be a trustee, and there will be a trustee that will manage the deceased asset. Okay, now I will continue with the Quranic verse and hadith that stated about the estate planning. The first one is from Surah Al-Isra, which is in the verse 12, and Surah Al-Furqan in the verse 47, which means, while the son of the day we have made to enlighten you that may seek bounty from your Lord, and he is who makes the night as a robe for you and sleep as repose and makes the day as resurrection. Which mean that it can be concluded that Muslims must seek their livelihood in this world. Such a fortune may be in the form of wealth or material possession, such as income, which is salary or a commission, vehicles and residence. However, resources must be obtained in a legitimate fashion and not in the breach of Islamic law. In the same way, Islamic argue Muslims to invest and contribute their resources along the road of Islam. Allah also offer advice not to expend money in inefficient has been collected. It is appropriate for Muslim to inherit their wealth in accordance with the scheme of inheritance after the death.
My name is Muhammad Izul Fitri bin Muhammad Nasruddin. My track number is 2555552. Okay, I'm going to talk about the advantage of the estate planning. In here I state 4, but it maybe will be more or when you can find. Okay, the first is protect beneficiary. Second, protect young children, which is minor. Third, protect and minimize cost and tax expense. Fourth, plan for the future of your business. Next, I'm going to talk about the difference between Islamic estate planning and conventional estate planning. Okay, there are 3 characteristics I state here. Okay, time horizon, objective, method. Okay, the time horizon. For Muslim Islamic estate planning, Muslim believe that one day he will be raised and judged by Allah, and that he will continue to exist in the hereafter. Okay, we know that we Muslim believe in two life in this world and life in the hereafter. Life in here in this world is a short life. This maybe we have a lifespan of 60 years, and this 60 years is only a short life, because in hereafter there will be eternal life, where they will stay in paradise or in hell. Okay, then conversion estate planning. Okay, there are little to be contemplate for the hereafter. For the conventional man has little notion of hereafter and does not believe that he will be revived and punished by his creator. Okay, in the horizon. Okay, Muslim Islam focus to two world, two life, in this world and hereafter, and conventional only in this world. In this world, they will focus to collect their wealth to increase the family to life, leisure life. But Islamic state, they will focus in this world and the afterward, how they collect pahala in here and the hereafter. How they manage their plan, estate plan, will be determined, also will be judged by Allah. Okay, second objective, achieving al-falah, which is doing well in this world and the hereafter. For conventional estate planning, for personal certification of need, interest and wants, and sometimes they also will do for the social welfare. And the method is Islamic estate planning is the method have been outlined by the Sharia in the field of muamalat commerce in the commerce section. And conventional estate planning follow the procedure or outline in orderly manner according to ethical and professional standard that not contradict with any law. Okay, in Islamic method, there are some elements that are prohibited, so they cannot use the element of riba, gara, and maisir, and the others in for their doing the Islamic estate planning. but conventional. As long as it's ethical, professional, and not contradict to their country law, then they can do. And interest is not prohibited in the conventional estate planning. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Suzana binti Abdullah. My matric number is 255935. So today I will be the presenter about the Islamic estate planning in Malaysia. So we know that generally there are more factors affected of the unclaimed money in Malaysia, which is related to the Islamic estate planning. So the factors that I recommended is involving the problem and also the solution of the managing inheritance distribution, which is must be related to the Islamic estate planning in Malaysia. So for the first one is about the awareness factors. So lack of awareness in manage is the one of the factor of unclaimed money in Malaysia. So to avoid from this, we need the early planning in distribution of the property, which is very important to the next years in order to avoid the issue happening in future. So we know that the process of the complete inheritance usually take more time because they need a few specific parties involving for the process to make the complete. So frankly, estate management usually have the difficult and challenging in distribute to the right heirs. So we know that for avoid from this happening, so we need to do that regular or monthly awareness talk about the unclaimed monies, which is must be involving community, companies, and also firms. So we know that this way we can reduce the awareness of the factors because of the we know that like the awareness talk from the parties, so from the knowledgeable people about the unclaimed money in Malaysia. So we can make the regular monthly awareness. For the first one is for the solution. Why we need the regular monthly awareness? For the first one is because to reduce awareness among the community, especially for the interior areas who do not knowledge and acknowledge about this. So this is also to ensure they can comply with the requirement of the acts, and also can know about a little bit about the what we call about unclaimed money in Malaysia. What is unclaimed money? Why we need to make unclaimed money in Malaysia? Okay, so I think that maybe this solution can reduce the lack of awareness. So for the next is about the social factors. So we know that the social factors also categorized as the one factors, which is increase year by year. So usually issue of the application is also being the first one that occur in community, which is delay in applying the inheritance. Is usually become a habit to the people, especially involving in immovable property until the death layer happened. So this occurred due to the individual attitude and also to the community. So we know that the procrastination and take easy on distribution of inheritance is being a community custom. So we know that Muslim acknowledge the inheritance distribute through faraid law is not important. So they need to make the for the solution is they need to make the early distributions, because by using the early distribution we prepared, and then also it's easy for the heirs for to make them feel like know that the existence of the inheritance. So which we need, why we need to do the early distribution. We need to make the heirs do not have any problem, which is after the death, after the owner's death. So we need to know and make the early distributions. Problem is also happening about when the owner's property not care about it and not inform the heirs. So that's why we need to do early distributions. So for the next factor is about administrations of and the legislation factor. So we know that the administration of estate management, which is observed more in order to make sure it is parallel with Islam demand. So this is also important of the community and also for the country. In addition to make the people dispute this, and then but some of the people is dispute the administration of estate management is less effective because of various inheritance. We know that inheritance is divided by three, which is for the first one is small inheritance, large inheritance, and also short inheritance. So these three type of distribution based on the property value. So for the administration, we need to solution is about the launch the EGUMIS. EGUMIS is also called as the Electronic Government Unclaimed Money Information System, which is to facilitate the public to check the status of the unclaimed monies. So in involving this online portal, AGD is being involved. So AGD has been aggressive in informing the public to claim their money through the media announcements, also noticed in local newspaper, and as well as interview and the talk program with the local radio and also television stations. So through this way, we know that we can reduce the awareness in the communities. Next is I will talk about the data unclaimed monies in Malaysia. Okay, what I do is about I take the 2019, 2011, 2013, 2016, and the 2019. So until 2009 to 2019. So I know that 2009 is the 40 billion that people is known unclaimed money, and then 2011 is about 42 billion, 2013 is about 60 billion, 2016 is about 66 million, and then 2019 the latest one is about 70 billion. So this is the figure one is about the chart shows unclaimed money from 2009 and to until 2019. But the figure 2 is about the table shows the increased percent of the unclaimed asset by the year. So as we know that about 2019 with the 40 billion increased percent to the 2011 42 billion increased by 4.7%. Okay, we know that we see 4.7% is increased by the only 2 years. Okay, for the 2013 it's about 60 billion, which is increased percent is 30%. So this is a huge difference between the 2011 and 2013. Okay, 2016 we know that 66 billion, which is 9.09%. So we know that 2013 and also 2016 there is a huge difference, which is increased a little bit. So 2019 is about 70 billion, which is increased percent is 5.71%. It is also been increased, but in percent it is decreased. So I know that the figure shows that about the statistic about the total value of unclaimed asset. So the increase in percent shown in figure 2 is the state the percentage of total growing up to 4.7% in 2011 and continue rises with the latest one, which is 5.71% with 70 billion of unclaimed assets, which is money. So we know that as I said just now, so it is increased by 40 billions 2019 according to the 42 followed by 42 billion in 2011 and subsequently with increase to 60 billion. So we know that this is because negative impacts to the economy of the individual, society, and also the country with evident uneconomical either inheritance property. So this is happening because of the lack of awareness of the public users.
My topic is about reason of unclaiming asset. There's a lot of reason that unclaiming asset happen nowadays, increasing nowadays. First is lack of awareness. Lack of awareness when the estate, the owner of the estate has a lack of awareness, which he don't care about the estate, which he lost the document and make it take it easy about the estate document. And second, social factor, keep delaying in managing inheritance. When keep delaying in managing inheritance, it will sometimes the heirs will lose their commitment. When they lost their commitment, that become the unclaiming asset. Or keep delaying on managing inheritance also can be for the example, the heirs delaying the inheritance. Suddenly the heirs is die. So the children of the heirs doesn't know anything. So that become the unclaiming asset. And third, about lack of tolerance. Fight among their heirs due their greedy attitude. Lack of tolerance. Nowadays there's a lot of on newspaper, in article, whatever, news, that there are a lot of people fight among their sibling about the inheritance. When there are lack of tolerance, all their problem to settle the inheritance will take long process. When take long process, suddenly there are a lot happen in future that become the unclaiming asset. And fourth, the administrative and legal. Like we all know, all of people doesn't like the complicated process. Okay, when we need to go to court, whatever, they took a long process to settle that. And yes, we lost their commitment. It also need a lot of money. So sometimes the heirs will just let it go, since they doesn't have money anymore to handle it. That become the unclaimed asset. Okay, suggestion to reduce relation with Islamic estate planning. Okay, first, this is based on our group opinion. First, divide and give all the asset before die, which is the owner of asset can give the asset to the heirs that she want before he die. And then second, make a will like when he die, this portion of estate will give to this child. Just like that is to when the method being used make a will, Islamic estate just give a will to the heirs. No need to divide using faraid whatever, because the owner give it the estate using a will. Third, give wakaf or then donate. Give wakaf and donate. It's more about. It's more being used when there are when the owner doesn't have a kid. When the owner doesn't have the kid, he or she give the estate to, such example, for charity, for masjid, to make a parking lot, to renovation the masjid, something like that. And fourth, sell of the asset and use the money for her or his own benefit, or give it to child before he give it to the heirs before he or she die. That's all from me. I will give to my next member.
Okay, I'm Fatiha. My matric number is 255437. Okay, I will proceed to the conclusion part. Basically, Islamic estate planning, known as the act of writing wills or the distribution and deposition on someone wealth open on his or her death according to the Islamic law. So this property can be divided into two categories, which is movable and unmovable, such as cash, takaful, insurance, EPF, house, car, land, and so on. It is important to do the estate planning because nowadays most people are not aware with their estate planning. So this is the reasons why the case on the unclaimed assets in Malaysia become increased. So based on the data unclaimed asset that present by Suziana, we can see the percentage become increased on 2011 until 2019. So according to the Minister of Natural Resources and Environment, reported that there had been an estimate 60 billions of unclaimed assets, and it increased from 42 billions of frozen asset in 2011. So the amount of unclaimed asset mostly belong to Muslims become increased from year become increased by year to year according to the data unclaimed asset that present by Suziana. So for example, the problem is when it come to lands. If the land is still under the name the deceased, it will remain until forever unless the deceased made wills of transferring the lands to their heir, and the heir can only claim the land after obtain the letter of administrations. Okay, with that, by having wills, the issue on unclaimed asset can be reduced and settled, as there will be a trustee that will manage the deceased assets. Besides, in Malaysia, there are laws related to the estate planning. By conclude this topic, the formation of Islamic real estate management model of inheritance property can be developed, and hopefully it will solve the problem in Islamic inheritance management while reducing the burden of implementing the existing system and help the community in addressing issues related to the inheritance in Malaysia. At the same time, it is hoped that community and the relevant authorities are satisfied with the Islamic real estate management practice model nowadays in managing inherited property in Malaysia. This estate planning is quite important to us as a Muslims. So sebagai Muslim ni, kita tahu yang setiap orang pasti akan merasai mati. Bukan kita, contohlah satu hari nanti kita mesti akan mati juga kan. And then katakanlah kita ni banyak sangat harta. Bila kita mati nanti, mesti akan timbul satu masalah atau satu pun pergaduhan tentang harta kita tu. Mungkin kita punya pewaris-pewaris tu akan berebut. Itu normal lah kan, orang gilakan harta, orang nak harta tu macam tu. Normal lah sebagai manusia lah. So kita ni as a Muslims perlulah merancang ataupun menguruskan harta kita tu dengan betul. So estate planning ni membantu kita untuk menguruskan kita punya harta bila kita tak ada nanti. So kita boleh juga mengelakkan permasalahan seperti perebutan harta tu tadi. So benda ni penting lah. So kita duduk dekat Malaysia ni, kita ada undang-undang. So bila kita buat estate planning ni, undang-undang tu yang akan menguruskan harta kita tu dengan betul. So pembahagian harta kita tu pun akan diberikan kepada orang yang betul mengikut hak mereka. Contohlah macam kita mati, maybe anak-anak kita nanti akan dapat hartanya tu. So bila kita bahagikan harta kita secara betul, secara tak langsung, kita boleh juga gunakan dia ke jalan yang betul. Contohnya lah macam estate planning ni, dia ada banyak instrumen seperti wasiah, hibah, wakaf, apa lagi? Instrumen yang macam tu lah, dia akan bahagikan harta kita tu ke jalan yang menuju kepada kebaikan. So secara tak langsung kita juga akan dapat pahala sebab membuat pembahagian harta secara betul ni merupakan satu fardu kifayah. So saya rasa penting untuk kita buat estate planning management ni sebab dia boleh mengurangkan masalah unclaimed asset in Malaysia. So that's all from me. Thank you.